Can you become an entrepreneur? Are you born to be one? Yes. Are you and can you be made to be a better one? Absolutely. Hey, everyone is born an entrepreneur. I guess you just need to do something about it and be made to be one that actually becomes successful. He didn't say the rest, but really he basically said that everyone is born an entrepreneur. We are all born with the characteristics and traits to be an entrepreneur. We just need to be put in the right environment and the right conditions and have the right motivations and have the right why to be able to do what we need to do. People will tell you that you need to have a lot of traits so that you can succeed in entrepreneurship, and you need to have a few. However, people will talk to you about passion and motivation and confidence, and some people even talk about extroversion. I don't necessarily believe that you need to have any or all of these. What you do need to have is the ability to take risk. The first thing that I always recommend to any business owner is really be strategic. I want you to be strategic. Put down a destination and say, is any decision I'm going to do going to get me to that place?
Better, stronger, faster.
So what is your goal? What is your destination? And what is your strategy? And make sure that you're saying to yourself anything that's going to allow you to get to that destination and make that strategy a reality. Do it. Anything that's not going to do it, whether it's a new tool or a new idea or a new product or a new service or a new email campaign or a new this or a new that or a new this, don't do it. If it's going to make you get there, then do it. And then everything else, don't do it. So that's number one. The next one is all about focus. And nobody got anywhere significant without really focusing. So now you've got your strategy. What you need to do is you need to say, right, I am going to focus so that I can actually get to this part. And the ability to focus on that goal and that destination and that strategy and letting everything else go away, not get in your way, not distract you, is really, really important. Number 3 is slow down. Now, what do I mean by slow down? Remember I said be strategic, be focused, now slow down. Sometimes we need to slow down to speed up. And a lot of times we are sitting there speeding up, trying to do things so fast, trying to do things ridiculously fast that we do not have time to measure, to optimize, to really understand what we're doing and be consistent, because that's what's going to really grow your business. It's that consistency, that measurability, that ability to optimize and really master that singular focus that you're doing. That's what's really going to get you there. If anyone tells you, if any business owner tells you that they have had it easy, then they're flat out lying, because we've all been there. But what we've done is we've found a better way. And this better way is being able to be the CEO of your own business or work on the business rather than inside it. And the sooner that you get to that position inside your business, onside your business, if you get to that position, as soon as you can get to that position, the better. What you need to know is, okay, so what are the functions in my business? What are these essential functions and what roles do I need to fill so that I can actually deliver the business and the services or the product that I need to have inside my business? So the next step, what I would typically suggest is basically say, right, okay, so if you are thinking about your business strategically, map out what your business is going to look like in 3 years' time. Map it out and say, right, this is what my business will be like. Now, dream a little bit here, but dream sensibly and make sure that it's feasible, and say, this is what my business is going to be like, and this is how it's going to operate, and these are the functions and the roles inside my business that I will need to make that business work in 3 years' time. And draw out an organizational chart for it now. Remember when I talked about, in this video, I spoke about Ben Hunt Davis and when he said, will it make the boat go faster? He was absolutely hell-bent on making sure that everything he did was working towards that vision. And the strategy he had was basically, if it makes the boat go faster, we're going to do it. If it doesn't make the boat go faster, we're not going to do it. And that's the kind of thing that we want to start implementing inside your business. Here are the things that you need to sit down first and decide where your business is going and where your business is heading. In the same way that you put in a sat nav, you say, here's my destination, and the sat nav sits there and works out possible options and routes for you in order to navigate through those obstacles to get you to your destination. So figure out where your destination is first. Sit down and ask yourself a whole bunch of questions. What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? What is it that we can do? Who are we trying to serve? Why are we trying to serve these people? And what am I trying to get out of this particular business? That overall is essentially what your strategy is. What functions are you going to need to have in the business? What people are you going to need to have in the business? Are you going to need to remove yourself? Are we going to need to be competitive? Are we going to need to start doing some like market research? Are we going to need to introduce new products? Or are we going to need to cut back on products? Now, let's imagine you just won an all expenses paid trip for 14 days on a cruise, and you go away, you leave your business alone, you don't touch it, and you come back 2 weeks later. What would have happened to your business? Now, if you say to me that I can't leave my business without it having some form of negative impact on the business itself, or something will stop or stall or slow down, then you don't have the right systems and processes in place inside your business so that it could run without you. And this is key here. And I know that you might say to me, but I want to be involved in my business and I want to do this. Yes, you're going to be able to be involved as a person who runs and grows and operates the business from a strategic perspective so that you can actually scale your business, so that you could have that time freedom and that financial freedom that you want. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck inside your business in a hamster wheel, running around like crazy, getting overwhelmed, burning out, and pretty soon you will burn out and run out of steam and your business will not grow. Things will go wrong and then things will go right. And what you want to do is when things go right, make that into a process and a system. And the things that go wrong, find ways to improve it until they go right and then make that into a process or a system. So I get asked this question a lot. Hey Tamer, what's the difference between a system and a process, and which one should I have in my business? And I say system stands for save yourself stress, time, energy, and money, and you need to have both. And let me tell you what each one of them actually does inside your business. Then they say, well, hey, which one do I need to start with first? And I say, well, let me break each one down and it will all become apparent. Let's start with a process. A process is a set of steps that you need to have inside your business for anything that you're going to repeat more than once. If you're going to repeat it more than once, have a process for it. What you are aiming to do inside your business is not solving a problem once, but solving every single problem you come across forever. And by installing systems and processes inside your business, that's essentially what you want to do. And that's what makes the difference between those companies that really, really succeed rapidly and the ones that just trundle along or fail. And that's that the ones that succeed rapidly, are run and led by people that have that unstoppable belief. Unstoppable. That they will not be stopped. Nothing will get in their way from actually getting to the destination they've put in their mind. And we all have the self-doubt. We all have the imposter syndrome. But it's the ones that overcome it and the ones that say, right, actually, no, I can do this, are the ones that actually make it. We are running a business. Business is about what? Making money. I know, it's not that simple, but actually it is. It's as simple as that. You are in business to make money. Provide service, provide a value, provide a product, provide all of these things, yes. Ethically, morally, yes. All of that, good. But why? Make an impact in a lot of cases and provide money in all cases. So why do we get worried and we just clench up when we start asking for money? And I think that it stems from the fact that, we grow up in this environment where, money is the root of all evil and all of these kind of things. And we grow up saying that money is evil. And if we ask for it, then we're going to be perceived to be, evil. No, you can use money in a good way. And we know that. And we've seen how many people, such as Bill Gates and other people, how they have used their money in such a good way that actually we need to start saying we need to make money so that we can get the freedom we want, whether it's financial or time or any of these things. We achieve what we need to achieve, but also so that we can contribute, provide impact, and give back. And when we look at it that way, it doesn't become so hard, does it? How are you expecting to scale that from 100 clients to 1,000 clients and have as much time. It's just not sustainable. It's not scalable. There's no way that you can create 10 more of you or make 10 more times the amount of time that you have in the day or in the week or in the month. It's just impossible. So something has to change and something has to give. This you should perceive no as next opportunity. And I really like that because it is exactly that. You are saying no because you are moving on to the next opportunity. And I don't mean this in an opportunistic manner. I mean this in a way which will serve you and serve others better. So every time that you're going to say yes, yet you want to say no to someone, take a pause, take a step back and say, hang on a minute, what am I doing here? If I say yes to this person, and this person can be your boss, you can be the boss, you can be a business owner, you can be saying it to a loved one, you can be saying it to a team member, you can be saying it to a client, and vice versa. Doesn't matter who you are at this stage, and it doesn't matter who you're saying it to. It works every single direction. Every single direction. There needs to be the respect that when we say no to people, we are actually being kind to those people because we are being respectful that we are not going to waste their time, and we are being respectful to ourselves that we respect our own time, and we respect that when we say yes to something, we're going to do it at its maximum, in its fullest. And if we say yes to a whole bunch of other things, our resources and our capacity and our efforts and our concentration and our focus gets completely diluted, and we're not able to focus and actually do one thing or just a few things right. We end up doing a whole bunch of things, meh. And that's not what we want. A friend of mine that I just saw, and he was always laid back, always chilling, always going on holiday, literally nearly like every couple of weeks he'd be going somewhere. And everything around him was getting done. And he was just progressing and progressing and progressing and getting further and further. And I was just like, hey, come here, tell me, what is your secret? What are you doing? And he leaned over, he really did. He leaned over and he sort of went over and he kind of whispered to me and he said, I'll tell you the secret. Delegate everything. Everything. Just delegate it. Get everyone else to do everything that you can possibly imagine and just make sure that they're doing it. And as soon as you make sure that they're doing it, it's getting done around you, Bob's your uncle. And that was just an eye-opening moment for me. And really, it changed my life. Hire slow and fire fast. And I know you've heard this before, and I know it's an uncomfortable topic. But I'm not here to talk to you about comfortable topics. I could sit here and tell you, go with passion, motivate people, make sure that you have the right work culture. All of these things are important, by the way, but they're not as fundamental as these points, because all of these things you can work at. But if you don't have these other ones in place first as foundational elements in how you run your business, then all of the rest doesn't really matter. So hire slow and fire fast, and it's an overused phrase, but it's one that's actually not practiced as much as it should be. Hire slow means take it really slow, really, really, really slow. Don't hire, never ever hire the first person that comes in and applies to you, and never hire the best person in a bunch of people that apply to you that you're not convinced of as a bunch in the first place. Give them small little tests and small little projects and make sure that they can actually deliver on what you're asking them to do. The second essential lesson in hiring is making sure that you've got the right systems and processes in place, or at least hire someone that puts the right systems and processes in place, and they should be one of the very first people you hire. Research says that we make around about 35,000 decisions a day. And then you realize that you're bringing in someone and you're expecting them to make the right decisions and make the right opinions and make the right things exactly the same the way that you're going to do it. And it does not work. And that's one of the reasons actually why a lot of small businesses fail, because they don't have the right systems and processes in place. And when they hire people, they expect them, even though they're amazing hires, they expect them to do exactly what they want them to do, and they end up being incredibly disappointed because they don't. And it's not actually sometimes the fault of the person who's come in. It's the fault of the system not being in place. We get conditioned to fear failure. And I was absolutely petrified of it, and I didn't know how to handle it, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and I felt responsible for all of these people. And then I was talking to a different friend, and she said to me, responsible is not what you think it means. Responsible means to be response-able, so that you are able to respond to people so that you can let them carry their own burdens and achieve what they need to achieve. Not that you carried their burdens. And that's a big difference, very subtle, but actually huge. When you're trying to build your business model, or when you're trying to develop your products or services, building a particular product or service or business model around just one person is not such a great idea, considering that you want to potentially scale. A lot of times I hear people saying, build a business around your passion, and that's the wrong way around things. You should not be building a business around your passion. Build a business around a market need. Build a business around something that makes business sense, that is going to make money, and there is a need, and there is a demand, and there is a good market size, so on and so forth, and marry that with your passion. Then you've got something that is going to be potentially a good thing. Because yes, you don't also want to be doing something that you're not passionate about if you're going to be running it on a day-to-day basis. Because unfortunately, if you sit there and it's just something that's passionate and there's no need for it, it will turn into the bane of your life, and you will hate it and you will detest it, because you will struggle and suffer to convince people to buy your product or service that you're incredibly passionate about, and nobody will want to buy it, and you will sit there and you will hate it, and you will never want to see the sight of it again. So don't do that. Do it the other way around, but still find the right type of passion, not the wrong type of passion. And alas, poor YouTube channel running Google display ads. Channel of infinite jest and excellent fancy. What did I do? I ran display ads and got 1,000 views. Okay, I'll stop now, I'm sorry. Just hear me out. Lord Alan Sugar, Gary Vee, Simon Cowell, in an episode of The Apprentice, in the boardroom. Fireworks will happen, they're just gonna fire everyone goes home, no more episodes of The Apprentice, everybody wins. I'm gonna pitch it. That's when magic happens, and that's where the magic happens, and that's when the magic really happens.